Okay, so I was in the shower this morning and I was just having this delicious thought with God, and I was just thinking about people who are, very open to the supernatural, but a lot of the focus then tends to be on the enemy, like the devil this and Satan this and all of that stuff. And the Lord was encouraging me with something. So I'm reading through the book of Revelation. And there's a portion in there for one of the churches where the Lord commends them that they do not know the extent of evil, or they do not know the extent of, the murkiness of the devil, the murkiness of the enemy, so he commends them on that. And I was actually encouraged about that because I do not know the extent of evil. I'm aware that it's there, but I do not know the extent. So therefore, I do not pay any attention to it. My whole thing is I love to pay attention to the goodness of God. One of the things the Lord encouraged me with in finishing strong in my relationship with Him is to be aware that the enemy exists, but not to be obsessed with him, nor should I open up myself to him, and always know that he that is in me is greater than he that is in the world. So I pay attention to that. And, and then I just started to think, right? So Adam and Eve, they were in the Garden of Eden, right? Obviously, there was evil around, but they knew nothing about evil, right? Until the enemy, disguising himself as an angel of light in the form of the serpent, thinking that he's about to, making them think that he's about to give them a good revelation, right? He's about to give Eve a good revelation, like, if you eat of this tree, you know all this stuff, whatever. And she's intrigued, and she eats, and boom. The goodness of God, the only things that he wanted her to know, God, disturbed. It got distorted, and so, as I'm just thinking on that, the Lord just encouraging me, then be that daughter of God, be that son of God that will go to someone and give them the word, right? And say, eat on this, so the Lord can open your eyes to the goodness of God. Literally let them eat from the tree of life, who truly is Jesus Christ, and let them see the goodness of God, because that's what our eyes should be open to and nothing else. So I just want to encourage you, if you know about the supernatural, there's a lot of darkness out there, there's a lot of evil out there, and sometimes if it's even hard for you to not even think about that stuff, I just want to give you Jesus Christ. I want to give you him, and let you see his goodness. Because regardless of what's happening, there's a kingdom of darkness, but guess what? There's a kingdom of heaven, and it will always prevail. It will always overcome the kingdom of darkness. Jesus himself is the true light. And guess what? Light shines in the darkness, and that darkness cannot overcome it. So what do? We look at that light. We look at Jesus Christ. We look at his goodness. That's all we see. And as I share this with you, I'm actually West African. I'm from Liberia, West Africa. And in my country, with paganism, we have witchcraft, we have all of these different things. There's evil all around. And people who live there, like people who live in my country or even in these countries that are aware of witchcraft, they are so aware of it. And sometimes it's hard to ignore. But I just thank God that even when I was a kid, he always protected me. Even though I knew about these stories, I knew about these things, that they were real, my mind never settled on them at all. In fact, there was even a time, we had a civil war in my country. And my family and I, we all kind of separated and went different places, and I was somewhere else. And wherever I wasn't being looked after. And I would wander off, and one day I had wandered off into the street, and I saw a drove of people just running from the rebel forces. And I was 6 years old, and I just ran back to the house that I was supposed to be at. And God just protected me the entire time. And I just thank him, that he kept my eyes and my mind in a way where I'm always thinking on his goodness. And I just want to encourage you, he has kept you the same way. He has kept you the same way. So think on his goodness. If you haven't received Jesus Christ as your Lord and Savior, this is the time right now. He wants you to eat so you can see the goodness of God all around you, because he has a plan and a purpose for you, and there's exactly a reason why you are here. So get into his word. Let him speak to you. Let him reveal his goodness to you, And you can see that manifested in your life and in the lives of the ones that you love. Stay blessed.